I watched Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning, and here are my thoughts. Now, you might be excited to go watch this movie, and I will tell you keep that excitement because this movie is definitely worth watching. Let me get the negative out of the way. Is this the best Mission Impossible movie? It's definitely not. Is it great enough to watch? Absolutely. I still had a fun time at the cinema watching this movie, and I do think that Tom Cruise and his team are absolutely amazing, or should I say, Ethan Hunt and his team are absolutely amazing in this movie. Now, one of the things that I thought this movie will do was bring back some legacy characters or some characters that appeared in previous Mission Impossible movies. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. They introduce new characters instead that we now all of a sudden have to care about. Some of these do get decent character development, while others are just there. I can think of at least two new actors, great actors, who were put in this movie for specific roles that just didn't get the development they deserve. Maybe there will be spin offs, maybe there will be a continuation of the Mission Impossible franchise without Ethan Hunt. Who knows? But what I can say is that I wanted to see more of these characters. Unfortunately, the runtime is already long. This movie is almost 3 hours long, so you should definitely visit the bathroom or the toilet before you enter the cinema. Now, let's talk about the movie itself. The story, I feel, is pretty predictable. It feels like something you've seen before, but that's basically just because it's all about AI and, AI trying to take over the world, Skynet or whatever. But it's a little different this time. It also features the possibility of a nuclear fallout, which happens in a lot of movies. But it's handled a little differently in this movie. So if you watch Dead Reckoning, then you know exactly what's going to happen or what this movie will be about. I'm not going to share spoilers about this movie or the previous one. All I can say is that it's definitely a continuation of that story, and this movie has some really cool twists. It kind of feels like an episode or a season of 24, as everything also happens in a shortened amount of time. And Ethan is on the clock, he has to get things done, he has to move fast, he has to run. No Tom Cruise movie is complete without Tom Cruise running a couple of times, and he has to do some pretty incredible stuff that seem impossible, but is possible for Ethan Hunt. So yeah, Ethan Hunt, fantastic. Tom Cruise's performance is over the top amazing. The stunts he did in this film are fantastic. We've all seen him on the plane, the walking on the wings and whatever. It's even more crazier in the movie itself. And what's fantastic about this is that the scene supposedly takes place in South Africa, and we know some scenes were shot in South Africa. Obviously, some are green screen or that were done in a studio or in other places, but you actually get to see some of South Africa's beautiful landscapes, which is always a plus in my book. Whenever something is shot in South Africa or Namibia, I get really excited because they get to showcase our beautiful countries. And story wise, like I said, let me go back to the story. I feel like they could have done a little more, even though the twists were amazing. And character wise, some of the characters that return, Ailey Atwell returns, Simon Pegg returns, Ving Rhames returns, Angela Bassett also returns. They are all fantastic. Jamal Tillman, which we all know as Mr. Milchick from Severance, is awesome. He's one of my favorite new actors, and he just kills it in this movie. So yeah, Mission Impossible is a fun action thriller, sometimes more thriller than action, but the action sequences are just phenomenal. So yeah, I will highly recommend you go watch this movie. If you aren't a fan of Dead Reckoning, I still suggest you give this one a chance just to end off the franchise and to see maybe this one will change your mind. If you're a fan of the Mission Impossible franchise, then obviously you've already booked your tickets because what else are you doing with your life right now? Just book the tickets, go watch Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, and let me know what you think. My thing is, I was expecting a little more, especially with the runtime, but I think I got enough. It's a satisfying end to the franchise. I think they ended off Ethan's story in a beautiful way. They ended off his team, his IMF teams story in a significant way. Even Ving Rhames has this beautiful monologue that you just can't miss out. Everything about this movie is great, but it could have been better. Um, yeah, that's it. That's why I'm gonna give it 4 stars because of the amazing stunts, because of the amazing action sequences, because of Tom Cruise's performance, and because I am a really big fan of the Mission Impossible franchise. But story wise, I'm gonna deduct that 1 star. That's why it could have been a 5 star movie, but we're gonna settle for a 4 star movie. And yeah, if you go watch it, let me know what you think. I had a fantastic time in the cinema. It didn't feel like 3 hours, which was great. Just like any great movie should make you feel. And yeah, I look forward. Maybe they will reboot the franchise. Maybe they will continue it with new actors or new characters. But I look forward to seeing more Tom Cruise and hopefully someday in the far future more Mission Impossible.